Guys, welcome to another episode of The Pulse. I get a chance to sit down and talk to folks who are doing big things, multiple Grammy nominations. We got like 18 albums?
18 albums. Yeah.
18 albums, doing all sorts of things. Producer, songwriter, Eric Roberson's in the building. Singer,
Thank you,
obviously.
man. No,
How
I
are you,
appreciate
sir?
it. I'm doing great.
You've been doing this for a minute. With a
over
cool
30
story.
years now. Yeah, I've been in business for over 30 years, been releasing albums for over the last 25 years. So yeah, it's been fun.
Still love it?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I still do it, really. You know, I still wake up hearing ideas and songs and have a good time on stage, off stage, the whole nine.
The reason I ask is I was looking at an interview that you did that was talking about your career kind of developed out of, in quotes, failure.
Yeah.
And challenges that. So how did this all get started for you?
So there was a group called Shy.
I remember Shy. Yes.
Right?
I was in DC.
I was friends with them at Howard University. I went to Howard University. When they got signed, they took my demo tape to LA, which led me to immediately getting signed as well. I was 19 years old on Warner Brothers. And that quickly fizzled out. I had a song that did really well, and then the record didn't work out. Got another deal, that didn't work out. Graduated, got in as a songwriter producer, writing for a whole bunch of different people. More record deals, more failed record deals. And eventually I was like, I'm sitting around with 100 songs, and then also like probably 10 that are too personal to sell. And I'm watching how this industry is working, and I was like, I'd rather give it away for free before I'm that, what we call lost art. Like, okay, you work on an album, then I can't tell you how many albums we worked on and never came out. Like, imagine if Erykah Badu never came out, or D'Angelo, or Usher never came out. Yeah. And I didn't want to be that, so I just started releasing on my own. And that was, it wasn't common at the time. This was around 2000. And after a while, it started working, and started figuring it out. And I always tell everybody, I said, not too far from this building, I remember was in a studio with some really credited friends, and I remember saying that I was going to put an album out on my own, and everyone laughed. I remember it. I remember like there was this yesterday, and everyone laughed, and I wasn't like discouraged or nothing like that, but I remember like okay, all right. And we figured it out, and I think the fan base challenged me to, a lot of failure and not knowing what we were doing, but they challenged me to really take it serious and become like a businessman. And all my friends had record deals, so it was getting a record deal wasn't hard. It was maintaining a record deal, maintaining a fan base was the difficult part. And so we started small, we built it, shook everybody's hands, and hit every city we could.
And 30 years later.
30 years later,
doing your thing. So you talked about college, Howard, Shy, at a time when people were kind of breaking in and doing record deals. You already knew you wanted to do it then. So you got into this even younger than that.
I was a musical theater major at Howard. I had a full scholarship. I was 100% artist by the time I even got there. Now, what kind of artist I was going to be, I had no idea, but if I could have majored in being Bobby Brown, I would have did it. But they didn't have that major at Howard, so I was like, all right, let me musical theater. I did theater, and I still love it to this day. I just was trying to figure it out. And I won every hat you can imagine. I sung background for a ton of different artists, or wrote for them, or produced it. Whatever I needed to be to get in the door or be around the things I loved, I was down to do it.
Do you feel like you dodged a bullet with the whole record deal thing?
Well, this is interesting. This is the unpopular opinion, what I'll tell you. Okay. Is we often talk about, well, we have no audition if they didn't sign that bad record deal. Okay. Would we have Usher? I only know a handful of people who, when they were discovered, they were given everything. And most of those artists, it didn't work out. I've been in the business for a long time, so I've had artists, friends who have said, can you look at this contract for me? And I go, wow, right? Yeah. I'm like, okay, as fast as I'm gonna show you what's bad, and then I'm gonna give it to you, and then we're never gonna talk about it again. And if you go forward, and a lot of those artists are successful and doing well, and have been able to renegotiate the contract or make money in other avenues, as long as you don't sell away your publishing or something crazy. But I think there's other pitfalls that can come to the business, and fame is tough, and if you're not prepared for it, Fame is only going to amplify who you are.
Okay.
And so if you have insecurity, it's going to amplify it. If you have whatever, it's going to amplify it. So I've seen people crumble under that, and I think I've been able to make a good living, take care of my family, raising my family, doing music. My kids are on the road with me all summer. Okay. I'm able to walk the streets with my kids. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh snap, But it's not to the point where I can't walk the streets, or I can't do whatever, and you're almost a prisoner to the hotel that you're staying at, or prisoner to the song you did 5 years ago, Okay. So
you're happy with the way this
I'm happy
all
with
worked
it.
out.
I'm like I said, I think sometimes, and even now as a company, we go back to the failure aspect. When everything works, you don't learn anything. We're all celebrating, everyone's taking credit, but when things don't work, I sit up and go, okay, why didn't that work? And we usually improve. We usually get stronger. And I've had a fortunate opportunity that my wife had to learn this business as I learned it. We had to grow together. We had to figure out fans and stalkers and all that stuff like that,
Okay.
Together.
Coming up next on The Pulse, why writer's block to him, it just isn't real.
I don't believe in writer's block. I believe wherever I'm nudged, I go.
We just interviewed Genuine, but we're listening to him, and that My Whole Life Has Changed, that whole song. And I thought listening to it, that's a love song, right? Like his song Differences. And when you sit down and talk to him, he's like, no, man, that was from my daughter. I was experiencing what it meant to that true love of a daughter.
I think that's the beauty of it. He pulled from an idea that he felt very emotional to with his daughter. And there's a million different descriptions of that song. If you sat down a ton of people, everyone's gonna have a different one, and that's the beautiful thing about art. Art is supposed to move you in some capacity. So as artists, we have to be open to allow the art to have its purpose too. That song is now beyond Genuine. Sure, his creative aspect was about his daughter. Once he gave it to the world, whatever they think of it is their perception now, and I think that's beautiful.
But you're also really requested by other people over the years to write stuff for them.
Yeah.
Do you think that's kind of that balancing act? Like they can see your vision, but they're like, no, this is gonna be mine.
The beautiful thing is that when it's someone else's project, I'm committed to that project. So I'm trying to write the best song I could possibly write. There's never a time where I wrote a song and then I get it to artists, I'm like, dang, I should have kept that one. No, if I'm here, I'm trying to make, and at the same time, I mean, I've written too many songs to release. I've probably done over 100 songs in the last 2 years. In all honesty,
in the last 2
years, about 100 songs.
Wow. Okay.
And guess what? Some songs are just to get me through that day. You know what I mean? Some songs I might just write for my kids. So not everything is to be on the radio and whatever. It's some are off-brand or whatever. So when I'm working with another artist, I'm trying to say, okay, you want to write about this camera? Let's write about the camera, or let's write about the heartache that you went through, or you just got married, or I'm trying to pull so that it's really their story, and I think it's the best way to work. But when I'm working my album, it's the same thing. I should write a song that I'm unwilling to sell.
I'm so intrigued by people who can do that. I'm sorry if I'm sitting
No,
here, I'm just
good.
picking your brain like professor, because you've done that too.
Yeah.
I'm like, teach me.
I don't believe in writer's block. I believe wherever I'm nudged, I go. And it's just simple as that. And how often we are in a place where we're nudged and we go no, right? In just life, like it's in life, right? And for me, creatively, I can speak. I can't speak for as a father or as a business person, but when a song idea comes, no matter how quirky or how weird, because in all honesty, I've written songs that I thought, this is gonna pay the house off. This is it, this is the one. I'm gonna put my Bentley on layaway, I'm ready. And it's missed. And then there's that little song at 4:00 in the morning, I'm tired, I'm about to go to sleep, but I just sat at the keyboard for a quick second. And that's the one you gotta sing for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So I will tell you, I have no idea what works. But it's a simple thing that we complete everything. We make a living off what works. We don't take personal what doesn't work. I got a show tonight. Guess what? I'm not going to sing the songs that don't work tonight, right? I'm going to sing the songs that have worked. I don't take it personal that I'll sing those other songs when I get home or in the shower. You know what I mean? But for me, everything that goes like this, we complete it.
It's the Beautifully All Over the Place tour.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we going to see in that? Because that also is Beautifully All Over the Place. Just came out.
Yeah.
What, in June?
No, it came out Wednesday. It just came out. And matter of fact, I brought you.
Okay, so July,
brought
but
you
like
an album as a gift. It's hot off the press. The song on here called "Fight Through It All." That was one of those really special, like really quiet nights. I thought nobody's gonna be interested in this song, and it's becoming one of the more bigger anthems that are that is happening on this album. 100 songs over the last 2 years. There was rock, there was hip hop, there was everything. I was just chasing whatever I was on my mind, and I was a little more vast than usual. But out of those 100, we took 10, and we said these are the 10 that I think represent what I'm trying to say the most.
When you have 18, do you have favorites?
And of course, Lessons is a really big song for me, but also was really impactful. Like what me and my wife. It was in the middle of the pandemic. I was scared for my family. I was writing a song to help me get through the uncertainty of like, my kids have got computers now. What is that? The tour dates are canceled. And in that quietness, I wrote probably my best song up to that point. So there's always different things, but for me, I'm excited about we're already mixing new records. We're already,
So this is already a classic. Right. Like the 19th will be coming out like next week.
Believe it or not, not next week, but sooner than you think.
You said if you're nudged, you go with it.
Yes.
Right. And that's been in a lot of things. You've written books.
Yes.
Like you got another one.
Another book coming out, called Beautiful All Over the Place as well. Yeah.
Okay. You've been a professor.
Yeah.
You've done all that. So you just go with the message and like to share it, or like how's that work? Because you got a lot of information and inspiration.
The book I have coming out is about being in tune. Mm-hmm. And the same way, so I'm a musician, I'm a singer, right? So I can't sing in the key of E if the band is playing the key of B, right? It just won't work. Okay. But life is the same way. Like I try to wake up every day and get in tune with what the day is asking of. And sometimes obligation is so big. Okay, I got 5 shows coming up this week, but my son needs something. Mm-hmm. That's asked me to tune in. This asked me to tune in. Let me tune into my son and figure out what's going on and not be so overshadowed. I just finished a book, reading a book not too long ago called The Hidden Life of Trees. Like a tree clearly has its purpose. Understand? I mean, I've learned so much, but even a squirrel knows when to collect nuts, or birds know when to fly south. It's a natural course of the nudge we're talking about, right? But we're complex. We have insecurity, we have ego, we have choices, we have obligation. So that same part of me saying nah, we say no more times than not, because what if it doesn't work? But I have a job already, I have a salary, I have all these different things. And I'm very much one to say, I would take a time to listen. I think that's probably my number one instrument, is that I try to listen first and respond next. And one, is there space for me to do this, as well as still be the father and the husband that I want to be, the artist that I want to be.
Next, his music for years has had an impact on so many, himself included.
I've had the fortunate opportunity of being a songwriter. So I've had a therapist before I knew what a therapist was.
Sometimes you gotta go, sing it one more time. We're gonna go, 'cause I see you going somewhere.
Sitting here talking to you, I understand I always understood the music and the inspiration in the music, but the books, the teaching, you're that motivational video that we watch. Like everything happens for a reason. Keep going, follow the nudge, don't give up. Yeah, but you're living it.
I taught a business class, and I remember one time a student asked a question about doubt. And I said, well, let's talk about doubt for a second. And the whole class sat up. After that class, I changed my whole curriculum. I was like, I can't even. I'll teach you about mechanical royalties and publishing deals and copyright infringement. But let's talk about doubt, because if you can't get past that,
Right.
rest of it is
All
like
that stuff doesn't.
you know.
Rest of it doesn't happen.
So we started the first 3 weeks of a business class just addressing that. You know, so you pivot to what is needed, so that hopefully I can be an example of trying to commit to that nudge, commit to it, because, and also understanding who is nudging you, right? And because you don't want to make wrong decisions, bad decisions. Listen, when I walk past my pantry, there's a nudge to go grab an Oreo, right? You know what I mean? So like, okay, I'm trying to fit a suit tonight, so I can't grab that Oreo.
Such an interesting conversation, because it's so much more than music.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so much more
so
than
much
just
more.
your career in music. And I shudder to say than just like 18, soon to be 19
Yeah,
albums
right.
and touring and books. But the depth of discussion, you kind of sit back. I feel like I got a chance to take your course personally.
Oh, well,
so I appreciate it.
I'm honored.
You read your bio.
Yeah.
And your bio talks about, the singer, songwriter, producer, author, neo-soul movement, all of those things, and mental health awareness activist. Why?
I've had the fortunate opportunity of being a songwriter. So I've had a therapist before I knew what a therapist was, because I was able to jot down my ideas. But a lot of people will have a heaviness and won't know how to handle it, right? So I know how much our marriage counselor helped me. I know how much my therapist has helped me. I know how much songwriting has helped me. So anytime that I can encourage you or anyone, especially our homies when we're on the basketball court, to let their guard down, right? And not let the barbershop be our only therapist, right? Shout out to my barber, because he's a great therapist too. But yet, hey man, like, find what is needed to get you to feel like you deserve the happiness that you deserve, right? Or the clarity that you deserve. I say that I'm on a perception diet. As a songwriter, first I became a perception diet because I always wanted to think great about whatever idea came. But I realized I needed to be on a perception diet, because at any point someone can talk you off of your happiness, your joy, in the same way as like, okay, I'm doing a show tonight in Philadelphia, and it's probably going to be sold out tonight. And at the place at the end of the day holds 300. There's always somebody who can go, but I mean, it's not 500 people. It's not. I mean, Beyonce just did an arena. You're not doing an arena. It's like,
right.
I could easily go, but I'm not doing an arena. You know what I mean? It's like, right. So I'm always trying to cut out the things that are going to change me from looking at tonight as something absolutely beautiful, and I'm honored to have the opportunity. Right.
Coming up next on The Pulse, with literally hundreds of songs, Use Your Voice for Good, to him, it's ever expanding.
Use your voice for good, being part of the betterment. I love that word, and I think the betterment of, it should be ...
I know I should move on, but I've been paralyzed for the moment you've been gone.
The concept and theme of the show is use your voice for good. When you hear the phrase use your voice for good, what does it mean to you?
Use your voice for good, being part of the betterment. I love that word, and I think the betterment of, it should be ... right? So today's conversation at the airport today, I was talking with the band, and my band is all male, but my staff is majority female. Not to say that, oh, you play instruments or administrative. I'm just saying that that's how the makeup is. We talked about not discouraging female artists from growing into being more, right? Oftentimes we go, oh, that beat was really dope. That's a dope beat for a female, right? It's like, do you realize how condescending that statement is? Like, make sure you're not doing that. Make sure that, because you're only going to hurt the music. So that morning, the betterment was for female artists, right? But I think if you walk into a space and you need to invest in the betterment on mental health, that's what it is. When the Me Too moment happened, I know I'm jumping all over the place, beautiful all over the place. I can honestly be very thankful to say, man, I never did that or never did this, but I still can learn. I'm still listening. What can I do better, right? What can I share? Who can I hold accountable? who can hold me accountable. And that's in every aspect, right? Whether we're talking race, whether we're talking finances, whether we're talking religion, equality, whatever. I'm here to learn, I'm here to wait, and I'm here to add my voice to it.
Guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of The Pulse today with singer, songwriter, producer, professor, Eric Roberson. And it was such a cool conversation, hearing his experiences, his advocacy, what the music industry and life in general means to him. I hope that you enjoyed it. You can hear the entire uninterrupted interview, all places where podcasts are available. Just search the Pulse with Bill Anderson podcast. You can download the Fox Local app so that all the episodes are right there at your fingertips. And hit me up on social media at Bill A. Fox 29. I always love to hear your feedback. Thank you again for watching. And I leave you today, as I always do, reminding you whenever you can, use your voice for good and have a good one.